When you become the person who's gunned at rather than the person who's gunning is a lot harder, because even if you lose to someone who's number 2 in the world, it's an upset that has been caused. So the fact is that if you ask me, was it easier to get to number 1 or was it harder to stay at number 1? For me, it's the staying that was harder, because when you get to number 1, you work hard, you get there, yes, you've reached the pinnacle, but what happens after that pinnacle? Okay, then you say, I need to now stay here and make sure that nobody else is catching me. So everybody is on your back at that point. I don't think that I went into depression, but yes, it was challenging. I think it was challenging to constantly want that high, because in needing that high, you're also losing out on a lot. You're losing out on birthdays and Eids and anniversaries and relationships and so much. There's so much. Life still keeps happening, but you're chasing this one thing and you're constantly, and then you're like, okay, well, I've won one Grand Slam, then you're going to try to win the other one. Then what happens? Then you try to win World Championships. So it's never ending. So there will be a moment when it feels overwhelming. I don't know if I felt like, oh, I didn't want to be here anymore. I don't think I felt that. But I did feel heavy.
The more you voice it, the more people do need to hear it. The more you talk about it, the more we are normalizing it. When I started my practice, people wouldn't even talk of infertility. Men especially, they wouldn't even come forward to accept it. What we did was,
It's a big ego issue, I think.
it was. And what we just did was we talked more and more about it. We tried to take fertility sessions, awareness sessions in the camps, in mandirs, temples, through NGOs, what all we have done. And we talked about it, all these fertility consultants, and now we have reached a stage where at least we are getting couples coming forward for their treatment, even within 3 to 4 years, 2 to 3 years of them not able to conceive. Earlier, it used to be, past mid-40s only when couples used to come for help. So let's talk about it. Mental health is an issue that needs to be talked about.
हर प्लेयर्स का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट मेंटेन स्ट्रॉन्ग रखना, क्योंकि हर चीज अच्छा नहीं होती। हर ट्रेनिंग में हमको ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते कि हर दिन हमको अच्छा करना है, हर दिन बॉडी अच्छा रहते, कभी नहीं होते। आज ट्रेनिंग अच्छा रहेगा, फिर कल कुछ और हो सकते हैं, इंजुरी आ सकते हैं या बॉडी अलाउड नहीं किया, इसकी वजह से हम ट्रेनिंग में खराब हो सकते हैं। तो उसी टाइम में हमें सोचना, आराम से सोचना है, खुद को भी बात करना जरूरी होते हैं कि मैंने आज खराब क्यों किया था, कैसा कमी रह गया, हमको और क्या इम्प्रूव करना है, वो सब बहुत सोचना जरूरी है। तो हर चीज हमारे माइंड ये मेंटेन को बहुत ज्यादा हर चीज में यूज करना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है। सबसे जरूरी, कोई भी कंपटीशन हो, कोई भी प्लेयर्स हो, कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स का प्लेयर्स हो, हमको हर दिन अच्छा नहीं होती कि आज हमारी मेडल मिलना हारना ये हमारी लाइफ में है। कभी हम बोल नहीं सकते कि हर कॉम्पिटिशन में जाके मुझे मेडल लेना है, वो कभी भी बोल नहीं सकती कि होते भी नहीं है ये सब। तो ये किस्मत है, हमारी लाइफ में सबसे बड़ा किस्मत होते हैं।
So I'll tell you what happens is this, that when you say peer group, what is peer group? So I have done some exercises and experiment on this and I have found it very useful and successful. So step one, involve the family. Okay. Now I'm focusing on peer group. Now we're not focusing on this. What are the strategies for the people around? Okay. We'll talk about the patient strategies again after that. So one is involve the partner, involve the family. So when we have our antenatal checkups, I always say, where's your mom? Where's your dad? Where's your family? So we come to know about the background. Okay. And we try to subtly ask them whether, even if it is a nuclear family, what's your plan? So we ask them who's going to be your birth attendant, who's going to be there with you at the time of the day. Are you? So that conversation during the antenatal gives us a tip. Then we ask them to create a birth plan. In the birth plan, again, she mentions that who's going to be her birth companion. So she may say that my mom is there, my sister is there, my friend is there, my husband is there, so on and so forth. So birth companion. Then again, during the journey of delivery, we allow the partner to be in the labor room. Okay? Besides that, during the antenatal classes, prenatal classes, we ask them to interact with other pregnant women and actually discuss things with them. So it's like a batch of people getting together. So there will be so many of these girls who are going to be delivering together around that time, and they create a camaraderie and friendship, and they will have these conversations, and also their partners will have. Even the husbands require peer group support. Okay, it is not easy
Fair
for
enough.
them to cope up with the wife. Okay, so that also helps them to understand that.